Hi guys, welcome back to the video. This is John and this is Addicted to Fishing. Today we're going to talk about plug knocker. What it's for, why to use it. And as you can see, this one is definitely beat up and has seen its days. But anyway, what is a plug knocker and why do I have it? So anyway, this is a big heavy piece of metal with some chains on the front. 4 different sections of chain, and this top hook. This top hook thing, you put your line through and hook it on your line, and then it's got just a light piece of cord behind it. And what you do is once you get on a line, you send it down in this direction so that these chains are out. Once it gets down to the bait, you just kind of pop it. And the idea is that it will either knock the bait loose or the bait will get hung up in these chains. I've had it get hung up here, but it's a great way to prevent losing all your expensive tackle. I don't know what these cost now, but they're $5 to $10. Great idea, but it is big, it's heavy. Got a long cord to it. So that's one way you can do it. A cheap, economical way to do it is get you a pack. And that cord is everywhere. Of Dual-Lock snaps and a bank sinker. Or I think they call it a bass sinker. And I haven't closed this one up. I just put it on here real quick. But anyway, you put the snap through, unsnap it when you're ready. You can take this top part off and put the sinker on this end. I like the little bell sinkers. It's got the little wire, but I just grabbed one of these. Put the line through. Once you put your line through it, snap it back. It should be hanging over your line, and then you just send this down the line itself, and pop it a few times. Snap your line, and this will knock your bait loose. Very cheap, very inexpensive way to build a bait retriever or a plug knocker. It's a great way to stop losing lures on the water. Whether you're bank sinking or bank fishing, whether it's a pond, a river, a lake, wherever you're fishing off the bank, you can use these, or you can use these off the boat. But we all don't want to go out and be fishing a crankbait. Even square bills, they're supposed to deflect really nicely off of trees and cover, but they're bound to get hung up. The price of baits today, if you're going out and buying them new, you could buy $20 square bills. I'd much rather send this to try to knock it loose, or this guy, send him down to knock it loose and save that $20 bait. This $10, and we'll just call it, was $10 at the time. And you can see it's got quite a bit of cord. You don't have to use the cord that came with it. Because I bank fish, I'm using that. I've seen guys use an extra old rod that's kind of beat up and real. They put a 100-pound braid on it, and they transfer the plug knocker over to that, or they have a plug knocker that they made or bought or whatever, and they use it on that rod and reel. I don't find much of a need for that. I've been very successful with this one and the homemade job that I showed you. There's a bunch of them out there, and they all pretty much work the same, especially the commercial ones. They're definitely worth the investment, especially if you're going this route. You can find packs of these at Walmart. You look around, you can find them at Ollie's, you can find them at a bunch of different places, or look online for a local tackle maker that's making these. This one happens to be a 1 ounce. The thing I like about this one is I don't have an extra cord, extra anything. It's small, it's compact. I definitely try to use 1 ounce or bigger. That way when I send it down, it's got enough that when I'm snapping my line, it can just knock that lure loose. I'll take a little paint beat up on my lure to get a lure back than to lose the whole lure. I don't have any of the other bank sinkers, but there's another bank sinker that has a wire swivel piece at the top. It's easier to get this on and off. And no matter how big of a weight you go, it's real easy, real thin to get on and off. But the cool thing is this, I can stick a couple of these in my pocket with a pack of snaps, and I'll walk around, I don't even know what's there. The other Bass Pro Shop model, this guy, it has a lot of weight to it. Plus it's big, it's bulky. When I'm bank fishing, if I'm not carrying around my tackle bag, this is really heavy to carry. So I try not to take that one too much. But I fish in a lot of areas that are really rocky. In the tailwater of the Little Miami, the Little Miami River coming out of the East Fork Lake. Can't really fish too many bottom contact baits because of all the rock. But if I'm slow rolling a jig or one of my little hover rigs, mid-trolling baits, and I get hung up on old fishing line. Sometimes that old fishing line, I can't get it loose. Sometimes I'm able to jar it loose, but I can generally jar it off a rock. And it saved me quite a bit of money. There's nothing worse than going out, especially if you're fishing with a chatterbait and you've got a $10, $20 chatterbait tied on with a trailer. You cast it out, you get hung up in some rocks, and you break the line, and then you lose your bait. That doesn't work 100% of the time, but it works more times than not. I've saved quite a bit of lures. There's a lot of ponds that I fish in this kind of rural metro area. And some of them, the bottom really, it doesn't have much silt or dirt. And some of them, they've got that underlayment to prevent grass from growing up. I think the whole fishing part of it, aspect of it, was a secondary thought. It was more of a water feature. They weren't worried about it. Then they introduced bass into them. Some of them have crappie, bluegill, carp, you name it. So a lot of times I get hung up on that underlayment. That's really, really hard to get any lure out of. Sometimes I'm lucky and I'm banging that I'll break a hook or bend a hook out, especially if I'm using the big Bass Pro Shop model. But anyway, guys, there's a bunch of them out there online. It's great to go out and do a little shopping and find those. It's going to save you a pile of money, pile of baits. So anyway, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, please do. Hit that notification bell to be notified when I put out a new video. Hopefully, in about the next 2 weeks, I should be able to be back either in my garage, which I probably won't be filming too much out there, but I'll have my tackle room back, and I'll be able to produce some good videos inside. Again, I apologize for any wind or any background noise. I'm working with what I got right now, and I thought I'd put out a couple videos for you guys. So anyway, again, if you haven't subscribed, please do so. Hit that notification bell. Be notified when I'm putting out new videos. Like, comment, subscribe, share. Any little bit helps on my channel out. Just trying to bring you guys some down-to-earth content, how to save a few bucks and make the best out of fishing. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you.